Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm World Dragon and this is Burden of Command. And we ended last episode, we are in the war, we are out of basic training, and we have just landed on the beaches of Morocco. We have managed to silence a couple of machine guns, however, the fight for Morocco continues. This is where we're going to jump into now. Now once again, we should be finishing at the end of the scenario, because for me, this game has weird save points. It ends, there you
Off
go,
Casablanca
it saves.
stood the convoy from America.
Weird for me.
To the troops aboard spoke their commander, General Patton.
Soldiers and sailors, it is not known whether the French African army will contest our landing. But all resistance, by whomever offered, must be destroyed. However, when any of the French soldiers seek to surrender, you will accept it and treat them with the respect due a brave opponent and future ally. Remember, the French are not Nazis or Japs.
There you go. A flash of distant shells. Like I was just saying, yeah, the game weirdly saves like 5% before the end of your mission, as opposed to just at the end of your mission ready for the next one. I don't know, it's weird for me. Boat after boat crashes onto the shore. Mission. See, mission, minor victory. Men, major victory. Weird. Anyway, that's just me. The men stagger and collapse with relief near the broken empty machine gun. Cigarettes are lit by shaking hands. Sergeant Grant immediately shouts at them to snuff the flame. You order pickets set to warn against any counterattack, whilst Grant supervises an inspection of salt-encrusted equipment and plenty of minor wounds. In the distance, artillery continues to thunder, both incoming and outgoing. The war continues, but right here, right now, you have won your first victory. Where the hell is Roberts anyway? Private Patterson asks between shaky drags on a smouldering cigarette. You're about to enter a crucible mindset chart that your development as... You're about to enter a crucible. Mindset charts your development as a leader. There's a full stop there. That's what made no sense to me. You may add additional mindsets as your perspective on how to accomplish tasks increases. Mindsets also influence gameplay both on and off the battlefield. A crucible occurs whenever traumatic events unfold and represents the internal struggle soldiers undertake in order to come to grips with the impact of war. There is no singular answer to this riddle. Choose thoughtfully. Smoke drifts past and brings the scent of burnt cordite. The enemy's rough gun pit is littered with the detritus of battle. Spent casings, discarded clips, and a crumpled figure in olive drab at the edge. A low moan rises up as you and Sergeant Grant hurry over to the fallen soldier. A flash of distant artillery strips away the darkness to reveal an American private, splinters of his shattered rifle beside him. From the look of it, he's been here longer than your platoon. He clutches at his chest, blood seeping beneath his fingers. Oh God, the wounded soldier wheezes out plaintively, gulping down a ragged breath. Risk my men to try and find a medic. You send your runners out to locate a medic, but their voices are swiftly lost in the rhythm of the pounding waves and the sounds of distant battle. Sergeant Grant tries bellowing your words, louder but not loud enough. The wounded soldier's eyes shift towards you, LT. His voice is wet and croaking, but it's one you've heard many times before. Hancock? Grant blurts out. You blink hard. Beneath the blood and sand, it is Hancock. I should help Grant. You know beside Hancock and sand shifting beneath your boots. Sergeant Grant shifts Hancock's blood dog tags aside, then applies pressure. Private Hancock shudders. His clammy skin is deathly pale. So cold, he says in a whisper. He tugs out a slender book from a pocket, the pages damp with salt. How bad? Sergeant Grant shakes his head as the private's blood seeps between his fingers. You need a chaplain. Oh, Hancock says, ever so softly. His hand falters, the book falls onto the sand. Who do I write to? Hancock convulses, his breathing rises in gasps and falls in weak limp coughs, then it stops. The men watch from cover as Sergeant Grant reaches out and lifts the thin paperback from where it fell atop the sand. The red badge of courage, Grant reads softly from the tattered cover as a star shell arcs overhead and casts a pale yellow glow above. He then tries to figure out how to tuck it back into the deceased's pocket without forcing the issue. My father gave me a copy before I joined up. Guess I wasn't the only one. A bookmark falls from the pages, a black and white photograph of a high school football team with a dozen young men looking toward the camera with conviction. Hancock is one of them. You did everything you could, and he is still dead. The men are silent, reverent as they look to the sky. Down at the sand or off into the distance, they too are trying to make sense of it all. Combat fatigue plus 20, realism plus 1, trust plus 50. Grant's hands shake as he passes over one of the dog tags. The others he returns to the body. Your fingers brush aside sand and grit as you grasp the metal square, the edges sticky with blood. The Army's summary of Hancock's life lies in your hand, along with the name of his next of kin. Helen Hancock, 107 North 27th Street, Lincoln, Nebraska. Probably his wife. He will be getting a terrible telegram. Your men glance uneasily at Hancock's corpse. Fear is a terrible and contagious thing, and it must be quarantined or, preferably, vaccinated against. Get used to this, Sergeant Grant says, with only a hint of a quiver in his tone as he stands back up and looks to the men. You'll be seeing a lot more of it before the war is over. As you finish pocketing the dog tag, Sergeant Grant gathers a burial detail when it is done. When it is done, he drives a salt-stained, busted rifle into the soil. There is no way anyone will mistake that marker for anything other than a soldier's grave. Gray's registration will take over. I have to water fight. Hancock thought the only way was forward. Discipline mindset advance. Passion mindset. Moments are not for any one man, but our unit. Can't remember what realism does. But we are gonna advance the discipline mindset though. I think. I really need like a little notebook that tells me what all the things like realism, etc. do, because I can never remember when it comes to decisions. And you unfortunately can't see your Wikipedia from here. Or I forget what they call it, but the equivalents of a Wikipedia. You take a moment to consider Hancock and all he could have been. Maybe your men will understand now why you always bust their balls. You are all in this, not as individuals, but as one unit. Together you are far stronger than the sum of your parts. Nearby, the men of the first squad crouch in the dark as artillery thunders in the distance. They too are thinking about Hancock. They too are trying to figure it out. Hell of a thing, Sergeant Grant says softly. It hit hard, you know? And the younger guys will take it even harder. Tell me about combat fatigue. Let's try and remember. No one really goes untouched by their first bloody fight. In the last war, they called it shell shock and tried to figure out how to treat it so that veteran soldiers could keep fighting. From the Epic of Gilgamesh to present day, soldiers have dealt with the strain of battle in different ways. Every day, every loss will eat away at them, blotting out their joys until they either fall into despair or break. Every time a unit takes, or to a lesser extent inflicts, casualties, they gain combat fatigue. They also gain it when they are heavily suppressed by the enemy. Combat fatigue persists from scenario to scenario, and the more it has, the greater chance it will acquire a point of stress that will lower the effective morale of a unit. Good leadership may keep the men together. A good leader can keep the men focused on task by having a chat, giving a speech, or even dressing down a dispirited soldier. This is usually a way to reduce combat fatigue, and it works a little, but it can never fully eliminate what has been built up. Between scenarios, you may have a chance to lower their combat fatigue, but even with good leadership, you will never eliminate it completely. Green soldiers will rapidly gain combat fatigue, veterans less so. I will do what I can for them. A deep voice abruptly bellows from the dark. Hold your fire, officer coming through. You turn to see Captain Lamb striding towards you, silhouetted against the dark by flashes of artillery fire. Walking before him is a wet, sand-covered and utterly weaponless Private Roberts. The enlisted man's eyes are wide and fearful as the captain prods him forward. I believe this is one of ours, Captain Lamb asks you pointedly. Yes, sir, he's Roberts, part of the platoon. I'm tempted to ask if You need him back, Captain Lamb says. All my runners went in the drink when we hit a reef, and I haven't seen one of them yet. Of course we need him. A little mud never hurt a soldier. But he did lose his weapon. Are you sure you want to hand him another one? Lamb asks. Nearby, Roberts gives a little gulp that isn't missed by Lamb. Roberts, I need you to be honest with me. Did you lose that weapon or did you throw it away? Sergeant Grant cocks a skeptical glance at the bedraggled private. Nearby, Morris and Patterson lean in to listen. On the beach, a new line of Higgins boats slowly gropes its way towards the shore. The place where Hancock's body lies, Robert's friend, is just a few steps away. Roberts. Hancock just died trying to take this position. Private Roberts stares at you, eyes blinking in the grey dawn light. No, he looks to Sergeant Grant. Grant tenders over a small shake of his head. Roberts shoots a glance at Morris and Patterson, but there is nothing funny to be said. At last, Roberts turns back to you. Something shifts behind his eyes as he stuffs down a rising anger at the loss of a friend. I understand. Thanks for telling me. He's in shock. Of course he's too calm. You seem too calm about this. I'm not calm, I'm angry, Roberts replies. Real angry, LT. The kind of angry that you only get rid of by hitting something until it breaks. French will do fine for now. Return to the ranks, Private. Private Roberts gives a nod and rejoins his squad. Morris finds him a weapon and Roberts inspects it with a steady eye. Lieutenant Colonel Moore approaches, kicking up sand as he goes. He heads right for Captain Lamb. Captain, I require this platoon. Cutting off Lamb's startled reply, he turns to you. Lieutenant, I know you'll be wanting to catch your breath, but I need you and your men back on your feet. You've got one of the few units on this beach that made it ashore intact. You must have had one hell of a coxswain, and let me tell you, I want him promoted. He glances over his shoulder at the dark beach, where the next wave is navigating the approach. Roberts extracts his flashlight, no doubt to examine his new rifle, but Morris halts the man before the other private can flick it on. Now, when I gave you the order to fight, you did just that, Lieutenant Colonel notes. Having thankfully missed the little exchange between privates, and you got things done in a trice. I need you now. There's a group of German officers, old nags from the last war, that they've put back into harness on an armistice commission that bullies the French around. Secure them from the Hotel Miramar in Fedala before they can run off into the desert on us. You've got to move quick. Company A will be there to hold your hand when the French finally wake up. Understand? Yes, sir. Good. Get going, Lieutenant Colonel Moore says. A crack of wood heralds yet another boat broaching upon a reef. Lieutenant Colonel Moore motions for Lamb to follow as he stalks away. Yelling and cursing at the waterlogged rivals, Captain Lamb catches your eye. You know what to do, Captain Lamb calls out over the din. The rest of Nickel Company will be along. Then he turns and follows the Lieutenant Colonel back towards the chaos along the shore. Click to read what they read. Plan of action. RLG-7 was to land at 0400 on beaches east of Fedela with the 1st and 2nd LTs abreast. LT-1 was to take the town of Fedela and LT-2 3 crossings over the Wadi Melia south of Fedela. Company L, in conjunction with 3rd Reconnaissance Troop, was to land 1 mile southwest of Fedela and assist LT-2 in the capture of the crossings over the Wadi Malaya. Upon capture of these objectives, LT-3 on the right and LT-2 on the left were to advance towards Casablanca, to a line approximately 4 miles southwest of the crossing over the Wadi Malaya. Prepare for further advance on the 9th in conjunction with the 15th Infantry on the left. The remaining elements of RLG-7 were to land as small boats became available on successive trips. See operational map. You need to read that. That is rather a lot, and probably very confusing for most people. Let's aid my men. We have loyalty of 25, prestige of 86. 2 loyalty, 2 prestige. Get them a star. How else are we doing? I believe these guys aren't here. We did have one person from another squad. I think it was one of my MG squads. But no, I don't recognize the symbol. Ah, no, it was... Yeah, we had like a special unit under Captain Lamb. Although Captain Lamb wasn't there, we used the Lieutenant Colonel. Cost of 10 loyalty. Everything costs a lot of loyalty. There you go. We've got a lot of prestige. I'm going to up myself to rank 2. Do you know what? I'm going to up myself to rank 3. Wait, am I? Undo my changes. No, let's go up to rank 2 for now. I mean, we've got my other platoon commanders that probably do want a little bit of love too. We'll leave it at that for now. We've got a lot of prestige. Now, like I said, our troops. Cost of 10 loyalty. Yeah, loyalty is expensive. Loyalty is a big thing. There you go. We've gotten a 1-star experienced squad. We've got now 2 well, not green squads. It wouldn't quite go veteran. And I am also getting a couple more stars as well. Cannon Dragon. Done. Continue our journey. Let's see what mission comes next. For November 1942, Morocco. Same day, I do believe. Oh, wow, this is a big map. Charles Brun Sr.
It was nothing compared to once we got into combat.
Again, I love these videos, but that was that. What was that? Like, what is this? The teaser to a drama series? I mean,
the plan was to improvise.
Okay. The shifting sand beneath your boots gives way to hard stone as you lead your men away from the beach ahead. The town of Fidela is supposed to be close, but there is no sign of it. 100 yards down the beach, you spot a narrow road that slices straight through the scraggles of trees and bushes. A stiff breeze drives a chill through your still damp uniform. That wind also sends the charnel stink of the beach, of blood and exhaust, your way. On the side of the road, the men eagerly take a short break. Several gather around a signpost as one of the bolder men poses beneath. You know, this is still better than being aboard the Bliss, Private Patterson mutters while pondering the sign. I was thinking that from the moment we hit the beach, Private Morris says. I remember back in North Carolina when we stuffed that yapping, Sergeant Grant hisses at the two of them before things get any louder. We are headed into danger. Platoon hustles down the road towards your objective, town of Fidela. Your desolation gives way to a sprinkling of dark buildings. As the grey sky brightens, town resolves into sharply delineated streets, cultivating from the surrounding desert. There are over 2,000 Vichy soldiers in the garrison. The men don't know that. Negative events will have increased impact. Combat fatigue to extend, negative events will occur. Gain a little suppression, negative events will have less impact. First platoon will gain a little suppression. I'll tell them the odds. You remind them that the French are close and in garrison numbers. The muttering that follows tells you that they think what they think of that. You give the order. First squad hustles past a squat little building. The harsh white light spills across them as the door opens. A burly figure is silhouetted. Something large is carried over one shoulder. Private Roberts turns towards the figure. His borrowed rifle rises in the glare. Roberts stand down. First platoon gains that Nat Roberts readily safeties his weapon. Across the way, the lone figure gives a hesitant but friendly wave despite his burden. Bonjour, monsieur, a wary voice calls out in a thick accent. Is that French? Robert asks, no one in particular and everyone on principle. Sounds like French. Hold up, Roberts. Hello, the French-speaking figure calls out, this time in a faintly British accent. Man sets down a meaty burden upon a narrow wooden table outside the building. A boy trots around the corner with a cleaver, but the older man shoos him out of sight, then turns back to you. Welcome to my shop, soldier. It would be very good to take your custom if you like. Meat this morning, very fresh. That's quite an accent you have there. Accent, the man asks as he turns up a covered lamp to shine discreetly upon his own features. His smile is a buffed white that is all the brighter against his olive skin. There is a tension in him as worry lines gather around about his eyes. I had not noticed, but then it takes 2 hands to clap. I am Abdallah Daoud, your good neighbor. 3 shifts, the smell of blood and foulness comes with it, far worse than the beach. It is almost overwhelming. Soft butterfly surrounds the haunch of butchered meat. What can you tell me about the Vichy garrison in Fadela? Vichy, Abdullah says, and nearly scratches his head nervously before he remembers where his fingers have been. You mean the French? Then yes, I know. Gourmias, many, head to the beach on camels. Hand idly pats the blood meat, idly disturbing a fluster of flies. Can't help but note that he didn't answer the question. Get to the heart of the matter. But of course, Abdullah exclaims, everyone knows it. Lovely doors. Any armored vehicles nearby? Oh no, not Fadela, Abdullah says quickly. Big garages in Casablanca, except Germans have one at the Hotel Miramar. I have seen it with my own eyes. It is a beast that spews oil and whines like a sick goat. Press him about. You demand this, Abdullah replies flatly, his eyes twitch with a nervous tick. But I am a good neighbor. I do no harm to others. What I want is to reach the hotel very quickly. Then I'll help you, Abdullah says. Draws in a steady breath. Boulevard de Fez will take you past many barracks, but I have not heard their alarm yet. You might still sleep, you might pass them as a shadow amidst the night. He offers you a respectful little bow and returns to his bloody work. You return to your men. An urgent tramp of boots rises from behind you. The rattle of war gear is unmistakable. Men moving fast, soldiers silhouetted against the lightening sky. The figure at the head of them gestures, and those to either side of him take cover in pairs. Closest to them, Roberts turns and stares. I'm an American. You feel to put. The figure growls out, his carbine pointed squarely at the ground as he approaches Roberts. Smacks the private's unfired weapon aside as he stalks past. Aren't you supposed to challenge, Private? Roberts stammers out a lot of nothing. The men look your way and wait for the word with rifles ready. Vanston be recognized. Well, that's English and you got a good accent, the approaching figure calls back. Just don't plug me until we get this figured out. An American helmet is thrust up to catch the dawn light. Your men lower their weapons and the other side does the same. A shock of familiarity hits you as their leader draws near. Oh, it's you, Lieutenant Wilson remarks. A patch of the salt has dried in his graying hair and his breath is a little short. But he doesn't seem the least bit surprised by any of this. He settles his helmet back atop his head as if it had always been there. Here I thought I'd have to do this with just one platoon. Colonel Moore passed the word that you might like some help, Lieutenant Wilson notes. So what's your plan? Sound as if you've been here before. I have, about 10 years back, Lieutenant Wilson recalls. Working for an Officer Hudson, I think, who was liaison with the brass hats around here. Had a plan about camels. This was before the Hotel Miramar. Back then it was just a bunch of huts on the beach. Consider that. Sounds true. So anyway, Lieutenant Wilson asks, what's next? We're to reach the Hotel Miramar. And catch any Germans there, the ones from the Armistice Commission. Officers and orderlies, Lieutenant Wilson remarks. Let's take a look at the map. Wilson retrieves a striking aerial photograph from her pocket. This is better than any scribbling with a pen and is usually part of a battalion briefing. One corner of the photo is torn, right where the word restricted might be stamped in red. Are the French braced yet? Doesn't look like it, for whatever reason. Lieutenant Wilson says and idly flicks away a bit of salt from the map as it unrolls in the dawn light. When Sergeant Grant leans in to take a closer look, Wilson readily makes room. As they see it, we should go beachside. I figure they'll figure that the invasion hour has passed, and they'll lay up on the roads. Wilson explains, I'm not saying we'll get our choice of calico, but if we go all out through the town and the Frenchies get wise, we could be in for it. Swinging south is a toss-up. How much would you trust a local source? That depends, Lieutenant Wilson considers. Around here, plenty of people don't like the French. Some of the locals might side with them, though. Especially if they're getting rich or getting protection. But like all people, if you look to be winning, they'll cheer you on. You know an Abdullah Duard? Name sounds familiar, Lieutenant Wilson replies and gives a shrug. Common enough around here, but yeah, come to think of it, there was an Abdullah Duard on a council of some kind. Always tried to be everyone's friend. Got me a cold beer one time, even though he'd never touch a drop. Joked that I should drink it for the both of us. Risk going fast through town. Capitalize and surprise, Wilson asks. We still have it. Talk this over quickly. Frenchies are getting organized right now. There's no way they could miss the party on the beach, Wilson says, standing for a moment like the sergeant he once was. Safe play is the north flank. I mean, surely when they wake up, they'll go to the beach, right? No? No? Anybody? I mean, because we're all coming from the beach, aren't we? Bit of difference to head south. That's not, Wilson begins to say, then his jaw clicks shut. Lamb said that. I'm here to support you, so that's me. Was kidding, we'll go north. Wilson lets out a sigh of relief as he folds up the map. That'll be funny later. Right now, I'll get my boys organized. Platoons are swiftly ready to march. Morale and little experience. Wilson may occasionally suffer a little suppression. Wilson may suffer some suppression. Time to learn the trade. You and Wilson may occasionally gain some experience and suppression. He'll look after his platoon, same as me. You give the order and the men head out.
I hate days like these.
Disordered, disordered, disordered. There's a lot of being disordered. Important crossroads building. Hotel Miramar, objective. Right. So, mission. Capture at least one objective for a major victory. And the men suffer low casualties as per usual. We are all the way over here. He wants us to take beachside. Obviously, this is central, straight down here. I mean, the Miramar is on the beachside. That's not a terrible idea. Squads are not prepared and they will only slowly gather their wits until the first shots are fired.
Come on already!
French have prepared sandbags and rifle pits to cover both the road and the beach, but there are no soldiers here to man these works, not yet. What was that? Get myself straight back into bushes now. I'm not being as cautious as I potentially should be, because alright, we're gonna have to leave one squad behind for now, because we're going for the fast approach to start with. Right, yes, it's not that squad's turn. An old man rocks absently in a chair outside the entrance to a home. A trickle of smoke rises leisurely from his pipe as you hurry past. Truly he's enjoying the quiet of the coming day. My last squad. Let's get everybody moving up. Right, I've got an extra squad. That's why I had to leave someone behind. Flash of distant naval gunfire gives rise to full thunder beyond the beach. Stop my map. You uncase your map of Fidela. A glance reveals the routes on the Michelin map with the Hotel Miramar to the west. Okay. That was like a little personal reminder just for me, I would say. Kind of ideally would love to get a machine squad into there. That's a good position.
Stay together!
A surprise, they're a pretty shattered squad. They're not really going to be doing much, are they? Question is, what can they see? They can't see much. Then we'll have to go through a morale check just to get through that one. Enemy, no leadership.
A lot of memories here.
Can these guys as well. Getting everybody forward. We're gonna we're not going around the north, we're gonna kind of cut across nearby. Stamps feet. Somebody stamps feet nearby. That one. Rear squad up. Squad up as well. Oh, having 4 squads does make things more difficult. Once I can get this guy situated in, say... I mean, that's a pretty good approach. That's a much nicer one in terms of covering this north side, which is where I want to come from. Get an MG squad in there. Very well. Of course, then have a bit more to do. Now, I could activate my last squad. I could move again. I can see. Pop them out the other side. And we do have, of course, these guys. Put them for now. Distant gunfire continues. Keep moving. Signal your men to keep moving. I mean, I'd have to do morale checks if I go around this way. that squad, so let's keep possible. Oh, we've got another squad up here. That's where I want my MG squad. Nearby praise. That for now. Squad doing. It's perfectly rallied, so don't worry about that. By Rob's hands. Not like charging straight at it. It makes me very nervous, although they are very, very broken. That's not going to happen this turn anyway. Oh la vache. I don't know what that means. I don't speak French. Staring at the beach. There a second. Go on and rally the squads. So they can't step into there. $30 cal to move as much as possible. Leave those guys for a second. Let's Doc howls plaintively in the distance. Others answer. Alright, we've just gone and found a whole bunch of enemies, none of which want to be doing anything. He is Ben, but these guys still have a movement. Wait, have I messed up? Do they need to be activated every time I go back to the platoon? That can't be right. Why have these guys got no movement? That's strange. I'm gonna go for it. Question +1, combat fatigue +1. A young boy suddenly darts across an open doorway, heedless of your presence. His innocent laughter spills into the dawn air. Does that mean everything, all the surprise is over? Ooh, morale check failed. Surprising. Turns left 12. The scent of fresh baked bread arises from somewhere close and just out of sight. Flanked prize. No, if I ask you to charge. Morale check 50-50. Okay, well, you're not bolstered. That would be the problem. Okay, you could do it from there, so let's bolster.
Go full out.
And let's morale check. I've got like a 70% chance. I'm gonna try it. I mean, I'm not quite flanking, but let's go for it.
Teach Frenchie a lesson.
A resistance.
It's up to us.
Capture, destroy French machine gun at Casablanca. They have surrendered. Go into that building. And if I asked you to go against these guys, ooh, 60% chance. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. I believe in you guys. Come on. Give it to me. Give it to me. They failed.
Not possible, sir.
Damn it! 60% chancing. Can't ask you to do it again. Guys up as fast as possible. Chance. Let's go over to my other squad. Morale check chance. Not great, so let's of course boost. Nope, not rally. Let's bolster.
There's no stopping now.
100% chance, flanking bonus. Morale check 70. Let's do the 100% chance one.
Get those gams moving. Let's go pay for our breakfast.
Resistance. They surrender. Okay, I'm not quite doing the top route. And if I was to ask you guys to continue too far, ah, damn it. They're hiding through bushes. Activation points. Oh, they've turned to face me. La la, we're not going to be flanking anybody anymore. Ourselves into some cover. French are waking up. Oh, these guys have got a bit of gumption in them. Sun is coming up. Keep moving. Signal your men and keep moving. Hang on, can I actually reach these guys? No. Lost to the squad.
Come on!
50 morale check. I mean, we should do. We've just bolstered. That morale check should be pretty good.
Stick close.
50-50. I want him taken out. I'm gonna try it. Luck be a lady tonight. Damn it. 50-50. Luck be a lady tonight. Nope.
Hell.
Not fresh and spent together. Oh, okay. So if I asked you guys to simply charge in on your own, again, 50-50 chance. Come on, guys, I believe in you. Nope. 50-50 dice roll. Not saying it's a great chance, but it's a chance. Okay, no, and I'm fully spent. Which is odd. I don't feel like that should have... No, I'm not fully spent. I am fully spent. Used. I hover over this and it gives me 1 and 2. Great.
La France est de notre côté.
Blanked. They have woken up and I failed to take them out, so they are awake. Gotcha. Blocked line of sight. Okay, no, we can't actually make it there. Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. There, we're leaving squads behind. Oh, we've got another MG squad popped up by here. Get my MG squad in here. We've got another here. So I guess the Vichy French have woken up. The first shots have been fired. So, yeah. And these guys are pretty much down, but let's keep them that way because I do not want them shooting these guys. Guys, stick your heads in the sand, good please, sir. Guys. Failed, yep, thank you. Guys are shattered. I think they're shooting at anybody. But no movement or anything anywhere, basically. Daylight creeps in, the city awakens. Keep moving. How about if I have you guys lovingly shoot them?
Oubliez Casablanca! Nous devons rester ici! Vite!
Which to me. Okay. A whole bunch of people coming out of town, it seems. $50 chance. Try boosting to get a little bit better. Build. Fire. That position. Make sure I move this spot up, to be honest. Back leaders. No, I don't think that was movement I saw. Let's bolster.
Form up!
What do you give me for an assault? Ooh, about a 70%. Try it. Nice. Still in the position, the French machine gunners had themselves a nice little place. They were expecting friends, judging from the spare ammo and ammo boxes. Tell 2 men to use the spare machine gun. 2 privates get to work despite the foreign weapon and long shadows. They'll get it ready, Lieutenant. Sergeant Grant says as the 2 of you watch the pair figure things out. It might just take a bit. Yes, I want you. Building. Crossley continues to haul that naval 30 cal forward despite salt-encrusted clothes and fistfuls of sand. It is a question of how long it or his ammo will last. There are no other MGs. So as it might be, as difficult as getting him into position has been, it is better to have the firepower than not have it. That much you are certain. I want to get him into this building. If anybody tries to sneak up here, we will be covered, and I am going to shift myself north. What have we got? I have one more point lead. I don't know what that morale check is against. Hopefully we pass. Yep, we did have a pretty good chance. Right. That way, our leader thing is bent. Change facing. That way, please. Back. Not risking exposed fire, oddly going down the road. Wet now, salty later. Oh, but I can't get into that building. That's a bummer. Now get yourself into cover. Face. Way. And that's all of his squad's done, but he can continue. Get him into this building. Nice building to be in. No, but that's where my 30 cal wants to go. They can shoot my 30 cal in the ass. Like. Fine, they're shattered. Hopefully it won't happen. Hometown Miramar is lit by the dawn light. Major victory will be locked out in 2 turns. Moving. Signal your men and keep moving. I have to get there and take it in 2 turns. If we'll begin to react soon. Nice, and that's my other 30 cal squad. You guys into gear. You are now my fire support. Let us. Both squads are doing well. I'm hoping they do, yeah. They've got really good morale. They do not have good morale, however. Probably won't risk being shot at. Probably do it, but they might get shot at. It's a bad idea. It's a terrible idea. I'm gonna do it. Hotel Miramar looms in the distance, dark against the sky. Oh yeah. MC, take cover. We are now in cover. That hurt a lot. A lot. A couple of squads here who are slightly better condition. Team. But just out of the guy's range. Yeah, just. It's actually got to be. Can't move. I'm out of action points on this guy. Oh, they've been torturing themselves, huh? They're gonna keep their heads down.
Just like training.
Have less of them coming into the fight. Oh, second squad is hit by. Guys. Get a move on. Now I'm risking exposed fire, but I'm going for the thing that the VC French aren't here for a fight. Oh, they failed though. Fail. Chances are slim. But they're in a nice position now. Both my 30 cows now set up. The fact that they just moved is weird because I'm on his turn. We'll keep going and pretend that didn't happen. We have a couple of squads left behind. I do find it sometimes a little bit difficult to keep your squads moving in the objective time, and yet, yeah, kind of make it, so to say. Far away. Let's end the turn. I've got one turn to get to the hotel to get major victory. Breathlessly, Lieutenant Wilson says the French are forming up to the south. Oh, really? How many? Platoon, maybe more, the messenger says. Had to happen eventually, Sergeant Grant says. Can't sleep in forever. Not in any army. Should we send out scouts or keep moving before some French lieutenant tries to earn his spurs? Best to avoid a fight with them. Last thing this mission needs is a protracted firefight. Better to avoid that and focus on the matter at hand. Know your men and moving. At you.
Ils sont en tank. Ils sont où?
That'll ruin their day. You know what? Let's keep ruining their day.
Get the BAR up here.
PC officers has begun to take charge of their units. I don't like that. Like that. One.
Go, go, go.
I could run in, but the point is, it's a huge exposure thing. Don't have anybody to shoot with him. He can stay there.
Watch your flank.
Switch over.
Go, go, go.
See from here, nothing overly useful. Can't reach there, can I? No. Not with any move points left. I said he should draw enemy fire, I'm sorry.
Keep your heads down. Move up. Reloading.
I mean, he could technically make it.
Your flank.
Could technically make it. But painful. And if there's a squad in there, then I can't technically just run in and take it.
Stay online. Watch your fire.
Yeah, if he had the range, he could range find from there and try and find out if anybody's home. But he doesn't.
On your right.
That would also be too far away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, by 1 square or 1 hex.
Take cover. Move.
Nice bit of heavy cover here, which stops me from getting to them. A good place to be standing. Oh, he just moved off.
L'honneur est exigeant.
Interesting. I need to rally, and then I need to survive.
Anyone want a speech?
Can I like save a game in the middle of a fight? I can't. I can. I'm gonna try and do something very, very stupid. So that's why I'm gonna save, because I understand. Oh, a rally takes out all their movement points anyway. Doesn't matter. I can't do it this turn. Get you guys at a fire position, although with the minimal range they've got, it doesn't really matter. Get you up the road. Porting, that's him spent. Roast Incinerate resolves into that of a young woman, her hair braided down to the back of a voluminous robe. Watch briefly as she tends to the embers beneath an oven. When she opens the little metal door, the scent of baking bread fills the air. Okay. And press these guys.
Come on,
Which-
pick it up.
Switch that action point around. And I'm on by fire and weapon range.
Fire!
Doesn't seem to be anybody home. I believe, however, we're about to be locked out of major victory.
Garde à vous.
Will they rally? That's going to be all of them.
Resserrez vos bottes.
Well, coming up from the south, no doubt. There you go, we've got more squads. Dazzles in the rising light. Keep moving. You signal your men and keep... Men coming up from the south. Morale check 50-50. Right, let's see what we can do. Guys,
On your right.
firing at them. Good, good. They're in a bad way. Good with that. Bolster these guys.
Ready?
Take this squad and then move in. Is this going to work? 50-50 morale check.
Move up.
Oh, that is not what I was supposed to do. I pressed control. I thought control was waypoint.
Tirez!
Have a stress point.
On your left.
Okay, the capture of the hotel is imminent. You rush ahead to join in. The lights of the hotel burn bright, driving out the shadows of the morning. Squad moves into position. A series of hand signals set your men beside the main doors. Sergeant Grant hastily swaps out the magazine of his submachine gun for a fresh one. Then he looks to you. Storm the hotel. You gesture. Your men shoulder their way inside. Scrubstone and gauzy curtains give way to the expanse of a lobby. Soldiers in field grey uniforms, officers and otherwise, gather in the lee of the concierge desk. One of them, a corporal, cradles a holstered pistol and bout in a hand. Lieutenant Wilson's platoon storms into sight and dissuades him from doing something foolish. A German officer, his stark white hair, neat and trim, deliberately does not look up from writing a check. He absently slides it over to a French concierge, who stares at the payment as though it were a recently dead rat. The older officer says something softly in German to a man in a captain's uniform with a civilian fedora clutched in hand. The captain moves towards you with his hands up. "We were just leaving," he remarks in British English with a heavy guttural accent. Consider yourself detained, sir. The man clears his throat. "I am Stabsart, Captain Alfred Buchwald, and I apologize for being out of uniform." He waves the fedora about absently. "You see, I am also a doctor and was treating a patient of mine. If you would give me a moment to recover my hat, I shall make the surrender official." You're out of uniform, but entirely in Morocco. Get the hat. Are you the only one with English? Quite, Captain Buchwald notes. He waves his fedora towards his comrades, and one by one the Germans relinquish their combat pistols. Your men take up positions as they escort the unarmed Germans out into the street. The older ones, pushing 60 and change, can barely manage an even stride. "Do not think we Germans are all such as this," Dr. Captain Buchwald says. "We are a race of warriors. Your battles against us will not be such easy victories." After only 2 blocks of marching, a white-haired prisoner grips his side in evident agony. Shells rumble overhead. The house across the street explodes. You are slammed to the ground. Before you can think to blink, a wave of choking dust engulfs everything. You lurch back to your feet in fresh agony. Lieutenant Wilson staggers over. His uniform is covered in fine white powder and there's blood on his sleeve. "Those are from our guns," he somehow shouts above the ringing in your ears. "The Navy is laying on a bombardment. We've got to get clear." A glance towards the bevy of captured Germans finds the old men sprawled all over and their aides no better off. They aren't going to be going anywhere in a hurry. Take the prisoners. Take the prisoners. You bark the order. Bark the order to your men. Your men try to force the Germans to their feet, but the older men are as limp as ragdolls. So your men start to drag them. After a few yards, the prisoners get the hint, and once they get going, blind desperation does the rest. Everyone just wants to get clear.
Withdraw!
Withdraw towards this area. Oh dear lord, you're joking. If you do not get the withdrawal bark, then move around a little more. Okay, so we have to withdraw to this area. I assume all these guys are of course still going to continue to be shooting me. Okay, what's this all about? Lieutenant Unnamed. Why, did I get shot? Am I shot? That's weird.
Don't give him an inch.
Scripted by events.
Keep firing.
Alright then. Get towards this area. Guys down here, we'll happily leave them behind. Oh, we've got acting lieutenant. I guess I've been shot. Yes, I believe I've been shot. All of my guys' morale has gone to toffee. And I don't know, I'm not even in it anymore.
Shit. Oh, shit. Move up.
That's very strange. Okay then, let's... I can't do anything though. End lead around.
Keep moving.
Just like training.
Who are these guys? These are bad guys, right? No, they're good guys. They're bad guys. Can't even read that because it's over things. I mean, I think my charge in was a bad idea, basically.
Get the BAR up here.
Oh, come on. They should be shattered. They should be absolutely... They've gone and regained some morale somehow. 50-50 chance. That's failed. Waiting for us. Okay, I'm going to end this episode here. When we come back, I'm probably going to load from just before we got those prisoners. As I seem to have been shot, and I also... I don't know, things are going a little bit funky. But yeah. Clearly didn't do that well again. The whole tactical thing of moving and shooting and continuing to move, it's very, very mobile warfare they are demanding of us. And I'm still not that great at it. But yes, I believe I've been wiped out? I mean, the whole squad has disappeared. Lieutenant Wilson is leading round. Acting lieutenant name unnamed is. We've got 2 MGs. Right? We've got these guys. We've got these guys. So yeah, I'm missing a full squad. So the full squad and me have been taken out. Like I said, I'm a little bit confused by that, but we'll find out. We'll find out when we come back. Until the next episode, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you will come back, where maybe when I end the turn, my confusion will slightly leave. I'm really not sure. And so until then, as per always, I just hope you are all able to stay safe, happy, and healthy.